Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel. And in our top stories today from the New York Post, Trump's $355 million fine won't hurt New York businesses that follow the law, Governor Hochul says. Wow, what a extraordinary statement from the governor. Governor Kathy Hochul on Sunday insisted that the massive $355 million fraud fine slapped against Donald Trump won't scare away or hurt New York businesses because most local merchants abide by the law. Let me decode that for you, because if you're new to the channel, welcome. What we do here on the BuzWeaver channel is we take the difficult, we take the complicated, we take the tumult, we take the confusion, we take the establishment rhetoric and the media's narrative, and we break it down into very simple terms. What Kathy Hochul is saying right here is, don't worry, we were only targeting Donald Trump. There was no victim. There was no plaintiff. There was no law breaking, because she's trying to say that Donald Trump broke the law. They didn't even say that he broke the law. They said that they fined him. Basically, Trump was haggling with the bank, because you got to keep in mind here, the banks aren't naive, right? Donald Trump doesn't simply say, this is what I want, you give it to me. That's not the way banks work. That's not the way business works. There was no victims here. None of the banks complained. None of the insurers complained. None of the people that he did business with complained. I understand that the Trump ruling might make New York businesses, people, fearful. Yeah, there was no plaintiff. There was no victim. There was no one who came forward to say Donald Trump defrauded us. No, it was the decision of Judge Engoron and DA Letitia James that he, because of their own opinion, committed fraud. And this was, according to Trump, it was based upon some outdated law that's there. Maybe I'll find it in the next article here. But this is really an extraordinarily unusual circumstance that the law-abiding, rule-following New Yorkers who are business people have nothing to worry about, because they're very different from Donald Trump. No, they're not different from Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a businessman. You selectively and intentionally targeted him. And I want to go back over here. And in this, I just want to read some of the sections of it. So I just want to say this. You build a great company. There was no fraud. The banks all got their money, 100%. They love Trump. They testified that Trump is great. Of course, Trump had to go on. This is really what they're talking about, is how Trump kind of goes into this self-aggrandizing. But basically the reality of it is Trump was haggling with the banks. And we'll get into that here in a moment, but I just want to show you. And he knew that there in the beginning, okay, we knew it was right. Okay, so this judge thought that Mar-a-Lago is worth $18 million, and it's worth anywhere from 50 to 100 times that amount. So there you have it. There's Donald Trump trying to outline, just giving a general business framing of value, right? The big ask, these sorts of things that they do in that kind of business is absolutely extraordinary. Letitia James, that's another case altogether. She's a horrible, corrupt attorney. All right, so they made $100 million, and by the way, I paid approximately $300 million in taxes as the migrants come in and take over New York. I paid over this period of years over $300 million in taxes, right? So I want to thank you for being here. We all appeal successful New York State. I'm just kind of feeling language here. See, I was trying to find the one section where he was saying where the judge used some sort of old ruling or old policy or measure. But maybe I'll put it into the, maybe I'll show it to you guys in there, because I really want to get to this right here. You guys ready? Here we go.
And let's leave out politics and just talk about what happens in real estate development anywhere. So if you're a developer and you've got a building on a block anywhere in America, and it's worth, let's say, $500 million, and you want to build a building right beside it, you go to the bank and say, this building is worth $500 million. I'd like to borrow a construction finance loan against this asset, and I want you to tell me it's worth $500 million too. And the bank negotiates with you and says, well, no, we think it's worth $400 million, and you fight it out. You're always trying to show your assets in the brightest light with the sunshine you could possibly determine for them. You want them to be worth the very most, because you're only going to get a 40 or 50% loan to value, as it's called. Then you borrow that money. In the case of a $500 million asset, maybe you get $250 million, and you build a new building with a construction finance loan. And so that's what this case is all about. And by the way, forget about Trump. Every single real estate developer everywhere on earth does this. They always talk about their asset being worth a lot, and the bank says no. And that's just the way it is. So in this case, when I'm trying to figure out, and I'm not pro or con, or I don't care about the politics, who lost money? Nobody. The bank got paid back the construction finance loan, and a new building was built. And if you're going to sue this case and win, you got to sue every real estate developer everywhere. This is all they do. This is what they do all day long, every day. So I don't think this thing will ever survive appeal, regardless of what the fine is. This doesn't even make sense. Now,
it doesn't make sense. It doesn't have to make sense. All it has to do is get Donald Trump's name in the headlines that he did something wrong. Because the idea here is to paint Donald Trump in the most negative light possible. And as he just explained here, Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, that the banks are not naive. Lenders aren't naive. Business people aren't naive. They're going to look into all this. And as he said, as Donald Trump probably did, people are going to try to make their assets look like they're, more valuable because they are to them than maybe to the bank, because there's a haggling, just like people on a resume. I mean, it's extraordinary that they're doing this to Donald Trump. Well, not particularly extraordinary, but absolutely ridiculous that this is continuing to go on. You guys have to let me know down in the comments. Do you not see this? How can you not see this? Of individuals that you know that are anti-Trump or anti-MAGA, whatever, how can they not see what's happening here? Here it is. He's talking about the statute. The New York State, and because of this, they are going to move out of much faster rate. So in other words, business leaving. They used the statute. It's a consumer fraud statute that's never been used for a thing like this before. They used it on me. I'm running for president. I'm beating Biden by a lot. We are beating not only the Republicans, we're beating Biden a lot. They used an old consumer fraud statute, is what I was trying to find there, to go after him. But ladies and gentlemen, like Kevin O'Leary said here, this is extraordinary. And this is why Hochul had to come out and try to put the businesses at ease. But the reality is this. She's saying, don't worry, Donald Trump was our target. What other way can you interpret it? What other way? There's no victim. There's no plaintiff. There's no one coming out. There's no bank. There's no insurer. There's no one coming out saying Donald Trump defrauded us. No one. No one at all. It's absolutely extraordinary. The establishment is so emboldened. I'm having a difficult way of even trying to articulate something that is so simple to understand. It's just extraordinary to me. But I do appreciate all your guys' continued support, particularly now. 2024 is getting wild. All of you across New Tech, Odyssey, BitChute, Rumble, thank you guys for your continued support. Of course, below this video, you can find the various social media links that I belong to. I post there almost daily as well. And of course, if you are a Prime member on Amazon and order frequently from Amazon, you can use my links down below. All these things help out, as well as Trust Zone. So if you guys are looking for a nice VPN, it's all down there. It helps out the channel. And of course, guys, appearing there on the screen, that would be the channel icon that you guys can click on to subscribe, as well as to select notification. That way you know when there's content here on the channel. And I'll see all you guys in the next video.